Well, how about that for a weekend, Syracuse fans? It was kind of a dud. You know why? The football team luckily didn't play. Of course, they had their second bye week for their final 3 games of the season coming up. 2 on the road, 1 at home. But let's not talk about what a dud this football season has been, because there's already been enough to talk about with the way they've been. How about the dud that was the opening game for Syracuse's basketball season, opening up against the defending national champions, Virginia? They expected to be a little weaker because a lot of their stars moved on to the NBA. But guess what? Virginia still has that choking defense. And guess what? They held the Orange to their lowest point total ever in the Dome. And I mean ever. Only 34 points. What'd you think, this Boeheim's Army? Was this a football game? Actually, you kind of acted like it, but that's how good Virginia's defense was. 34 points. Pretty interesting, don't you think? And I mean, I hope that's not a harbinger of things to come for the Orange. Because, I mean, they start the majority of their schedule starting tomorrow night, when the team they play every year that's 30 miles down the road in Madison County comes in. Yeah, we gotta brush our teeth with Colgate tomorrow night, and then have our first ever meeting against the University of Seattle, who's taken a step up to Division I basketball. But you know, a woeful offensive performance like that, 34 points. Come on, Syracuse. You got 2 people there who are supposed to help with the 3-point shooting. Let's get the offense in gear, shall we? And speaking of getting offenses in gear, how about the Bills? You know, I mean, Brian Daboll, he was the offensive genius who's helped Alabama. And I mean, he came from Alabama up to the NFL because Buffalo's offense 2 years ago was one that made you scratch your head, you know. Oh, wait a minute, I'm wearing a hat. But you know what? Daboll's play calling, you gotta call into question. Especially going up against another hard luck team that the Bills are, always seem to confide in. Yeah, it was the Battle of Lake Erie. It was Cleveland and Buffalo playing in Cleveland. Boy, these 2 cities have had the worst luck when it comes to their teams. But they've got 2 of the most vociferous fan bases. Hey, we got the Bills Mafia. They got the Dogs. And this time, the Dogs took it, especially with questionable play calling by Daboll. And also Hauchka, normally reliable Stephen Hauchka, missing 2 field goals, one from 36 yards, one that he ought to hit in his sleep. But I mean, the play calling on the final drive, it seemed like they wanted to go for it all instead of moving closer to set up Hauchka with a game-tying field goal. 53 yards, that's not easy for a kicker. And he missed it, sending the Bills to a loss against the 2-6 Browns. A 19-16 loss. You gotta think, is this Bills team really a playoff contender, or are they paper tigers? You know what? The second half of the season is really underway. And we got the Fish. We gotta go down there to play the Fish, who are the ones who kind of exposed that Buffalo is vulnerable against the run. Come on, Bills. This is the time to put it together and show that, hey, we can make the playoffs. Or are we just pretenders? We'll see. How about hearing that Disney is starting a new streaming service? Yes, they're launching it, I think, around today and in the upcoming future. Disney says this is the momentum changer for the company. And streaming service has become all the thing with people now, as it seems traditional cable is going by way of the dodo bird. And you know what? You're going to have almost everything Disney has. All the shorts there with Goofy, with Mickey, with all of them and all of the movies from the big vault that Disney has over their long storied career, from the shorts of Mickey being Steamboat Willie to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which was the first big animated movie that Disney made, and all the great Disney movies and everything that Disney has acquired. You know, Disney Plus is definitely a game changer. We'll see if it works, shall we? But I do have to say, whatever works to the thing that's coming up between Robin Roberts and Dolly Parton. Yeah, I guess tonight there's an interview she does with Dolly Parton, because Dolly Parton's about to co-host, I think, the CMAs or the American Music Awards coming up. And Dolly Parton is definitely an icon. Seeing excerpts from the interview, yeah, you can tell she's had the plastic surgery. And you know, she's always been well endowed. But the thing is, you know, Dolly is always such a bust. Well, whatever. But the thing is, I call into question what Robin Roberts was wearing. Did Robin Roberts think this was a great interview, or the time to show, hey, I can be Catwoman? What a pair of leather legs and the boots that she sports in the interview. You know, I don't think you're trying to outdo Dolly Parton. I don't think anybody can outdo Dolly Parton with the way she looks. But Robin Roberts, leave the idea that you can attract Batman in your closet or whatever. Because Robin was saying, holy outfits, Batman! Look at what Robin Roberts is wearing! Oh well, but the thing is, to Dolly Parton, here you come again, and there I go. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about something I saw this morning. It seems as though Toms River, New Jersey, has been taken over by turkeys. Yes, turkeys. There seems to be a flock of about 65 of the birds that are going through neighborhoods. And a lot of people might laugh at it, but you know, turkeys can be pretty aggressive birds, especially wild turkeys. Of course, you see the turkeys that are raised on farms like Plainville and others around the area. The ones they raise on farms are dumber than a box of rocks. Hell, they'll stick their heads in a thing of water and drown. But you know, wild turkeys are pretty smart birds, especially the toms. The toms will definitely attack you if you come near them. And of course, they display their plumage, especially when attacked. But you know, Toms River, New Jersey, Tom Turkey. Kind of something there, don't you think? Oh well, people are definitely gonna gobble that up. That's all I got time for this week, folks. Well, thing is, to Dolly Parton, here you come again. And as I said, there I go till next week.